There, it's Letta. How are you guys this afternoon? And I got a quick video to run by you. Remember the story that I went over with you guys about the Dillsboro vampire story that was in North Carolina back in the early 1800s. And remember in that story, I mentioned that the vampire spirit was hovering over the young lady's bed, was hovering over her, and her mother walked in the room and caught it. Well, this next video that I'm getting ready to show you is a little creepy. It shows this black substance or black creature floating, moving along the ground like water, but it attaches itself to a farm man's goat for the pure purpose of sucking the blood out of the goat. They would call it a chupacabra, but I would argue that that is a vampire spirit manifest. Literally manifest. Spirits can manifest themselves in the natural. Watch this clip.
This piece of freaky footage has left most viewers absolutely dumbfounded. It was taken on a rural farm somewhere in South America. Take a look as something strange happens to a goat.
Ay, míralo. ¿Qué es eso que tiene guindado aquí?
There appears to be an enormous black creature attached to the goat.
Ay, míralo. ¿Qué es eso que tiene guindado aquí?
Now things turn from strange to downright creepy when the mysterious creature zips off into the forest.
Ahí, míralo. Oh, míralo ahí.
If we watch that again in slow motion, it almost looks like a creepy shadow zipping across the ground. To this day, no one's been able to explain what on earth this mysterious creature is.
Seeing it for yourself, moving along the ground like water. That was no creature known of this world. That is a vampire spirit going back in the forest, where the Bible talks about the night spirit, the night creature that everybody calls Lilith, is actually an evil vampire spirit, something dark and evil that has been on this earth for a long time. And the Lord even knew that. That's why he put it in Isaiah. So, yeah, the thing just moved along the ground, and it did the same thing in the Mercy Brown story, where they kept trying to figure out how come all Mercy Brown's family was getting sick, and they were, with loss of blood. And then when Mercy Brown's mother and sister died, then, the brother took sick. And he was losing an enormous amount of blood. And because of the folklore surrounding vampirism back in those times, many people were buried with crosses inside the coffins. They would also take other measures, and that would be to stick a stake through the heart, and, take the head, decapitate the head from the body, and put it back in the coffin, but placed in a different way, facing away from the body or something to that effect. many tales of vampirism back in those times. So that is the reason they took the drastic measures they did in Mercy Brown's story, and the reason they did it in the Dillsboro, Dillsboro vampire story is because of incidents such as this one that just happened with the goat. It's a spirit, and it can actually do what the Bible talks about in Ephesians, the prince and power of the air. Spirits hang around in the atmosphere, in the air, and the thing can actually float in the air, because in the Dillsboro story, some people seen something flying over them that looked like a bat. And remember, they said it flew down and then up the hill into Mr. Alfred's home. It flew, and then it kind of dissipated into his house, disappeared into the house. That's a spirit. That's not a human. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed that little piece. I'm working on some other projects, but I just wanted to share that with you. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. And remember, pray over your home, pray over your property. Put Jesus first in everything that you do, and he'll bless you. And stay prayed up and be prepared for his coming. Bye.